Hey guys, welcome to double your internet business productivity in 7 hours or less. Now pay close attention to this webinar because I'm going to reveal to you the ultimate focus formula very, very soon. And if you're building a business on the internet, if you're trying to make money on the internet, if you have a network marketing business that you're trying to market on the internet, then this is for you. Because if you feel like you're working all the time and you're not getting the results that you need, then there's something that we need to look at, something that I'm going to teach you that's going to help to change all of that. Now, there's two things to do right now. One is get out a notepad and a pen and prepare to take some notes. The second is just have a quick look at the screen right now. This is the results machine software that I'm going to be demoing to you very soon. Now, this software helps me and my team and my customers double our productivity effectively, so we get twice as much done every single day, which effectively means we take more time off to spend with our families. We can enjoy our lives rather than working 24/7 on the internet on our business. And because of that, it means that the other 50% of the time we can be working on other tasks that bring an income in. Because I'm guessing you didn't come onto the internet right now to kind of work every single day. So what I'm going to do here with the results machine software, and you're going to see this in action as we go through, is I'm going to time the various sections of my presentation so it keeps me on track. This is something I use every day to help my focus so I get the work done that I'm supposed to get done. And this is something that you can use as well, and I'm going to show you how a little bit later, so pay close attention. So I'm just going to start it off right here, and then I'm going to show you how it works a little bit later. Now, guys, I want to ask you a question, and that is, who here would love to make more money from the internet than you're currently making right now? Please raise your hand or type into the box and let me know. And I can see all the yeses. And Steve, I know exactly where you're coming from. John, Bill, Debbie, absolutely. I know everybody's in the same situation, in the same position, because I speak to so many people on a daily basis. So let me just ask you this question. Who here would love to have more time to be able to enjoy that extra money that you're going to be making in the very near future? Again, please raise your hand or type into the box right now, because yeah, Debbie, absolutely. And it's key. Debbie just said that she'd love to have more time to enjoy the money because she works a lot of hours, and that's what this is about. I'm going to be giving you some strategies now. Just so you know, this is going to be an interactive webinar. I am going to ask you questions, because when you answer, when you take part, effectively your brain works twice as hard. Your brain remembers things when you write things down, when you answer questions, when you take part. This is why live environments like webinars are incredibly powerful. It's also why live events are incredibly powerful, because you're part of it, because you're going to be in the environment and you're paying full attention. And make sure you pay full attention to this, and be careful not to get distracted, because I'm going to try and catch you out a little bit later, and you're going to see exactly what I mean, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you out. But just wait for that bit. As I said, make sure you stick around, focus 100%, because I am going to be sharing with you the ultimate focus formula that I use, that my team uses, and that my customer uses to help us double our productivity. So we get more things done, so we take more time off, so we make more income from that. Now, I'm guessing that right now you're over here on the left hand side, and you've got this, you're there, and you've come online to make money, to maybe set up systems, because you've heard that the internet is a way to make extra cash. It's a way to make automated income, so you can go off and do other things whilst you earn an income automatically, effectively. And you may have come online, and whether it's a week ago, whether it's a month ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, but probably something is not working as you thought it would. You may be finding that it's actually a lot harder than you thought it was. You may be spending a lot more money. And You've got something in front of you, something that's holding you back, something that's stopping you achieving the success that you deserve and that you can achieve. But maybe you don't know what it is. Maybe you don't know why you can't make money online. I mean, why not? What's wrong? What's wrong with you compared to everybody else who is making money? There's got to be a reason, and there's got to be some kind of barrier, some kind of block that's in your way that's stopping you doing that. Now, on the other side of the mountain, effectively, and once you get over it, once you crack it, once you find a way through it, that's where the excitement is. That's where the fun is. That's where the lifestyle is. That maybe that's what you want from your life and from your business. You want to have those automated income streams, money coming in on autopilot. You maybe want to spend time down the beach with your family, or going on holidays, traveling with the people you love, the people you care about, or even just friends, knowing that your internet business is working for you automatically. You can check in once or twice a day on your email, on your phone, and you can see income coming in. And that's what happened to me very recently. In fact, you can see on the screen right there, there's over $1,947 in 7 days there. And I'll show you the next screenshot in a second. But basically what happened was, and I shouldn't be doing this. The thing that I do is something I teach people not to do. But this one occasion when I was um, my wife Pippa and I were at a restaurant not long ago, and I think it was Pizza Express, and we were sitting there, and we were having our starters, and I pulled out my phone to have a look at my email, and I always say to people, when you're with your family, you're with your family. When you're working, you're working. Don't mix the two up. But for some reason this time I pulled out my phone. I clicked on my emails. It's probably it's just one of those things. I think maybe Pippa had gone to the bathroom or something, but I pulled out my phone, I checked my emails, and I saw an email there to say I just earned a payment of $997. That's from one income source that I promote online, and it happened automatically. I wasn't there. It wasn't time for money. And you can see here, $2,422 in just 3 days. And I don't show you this to brag, but I show you it's possible. It's dollars, because most of the internet currency is in dollars. This is one income source that comes in automatically, and I'm very grateful to be able to live this kind of lifestyle. That this money. I'm going to share a bit more with you in a second, but before we go into that, so, Steve, yes. Yes, Steve. Steve just said, is that just one source of income? So yes, Steve, it is. Um, if you've got any questions, guys, type them into the box, and what I'll do is, if I don't get to answer them live on the webinar, because there's a lot of people here right now, then what I'll do is I'll reply to you via email, because I'll basically get notification that you've asked me a question, and I'll reply to you as soon as I can via email. So if you have a question, leave it in the box and send it over. Now, wouldn't you agree that we've all got 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, 365 days per year? Now, you don't have to answer that. You don't have to type into the box there. But what makes these people different? What makes us different from everybody else? And there's Donald Trump, Richard Branson, there's Frank Kern, Ryan Dice, Eben Pagan, Tony Robbins. Many of these people are very, very, very successful business people, internet marketers. What makes us different to everybody else? What skill have we mastered that most other people haven't? Uh, yeah. Um, have a guess what it is. Master your business. Yep. Learn to master business, definitely. Um, Master looking after your money, John said. Well, yes. I mean, they're all things that we've learned to master, but basically, we learned to master our time, because, and you probably, I'm sure you agree with me here, that there's a limited amount of time. We've all got the same amount of time. So how can we make more from our time? How can some people make millions and billions, whereas others barely scrape by and struggle? constantly, they've got exactly the same amount of time. Well, it's leveraging time. It's not necessarily how to use your time, but it's specifically leveraging that time. Now, I just want to check the results machine at the moment. I'm not even sure if I pressed start. Yes, I did. So as you can see here, and it probably beep as soon as we've gone through this. But basically, I'm on track at the moment. This is keeping me on track. So in a second, we're going to get to well, the next part, which I'm about to go through. The time and date, unfortunately, are a little bit wrong on here. I think it's the time and date on my computer. But okay, so we've got a few seconds left on this section before we move in. So let me just tell you a little bit more about me, so you know who I am and kind of where I've come from. Because, you know, listening to me and me teaching you this kind of stuff, you may be thinking, well, who is this guy anyway, and how can he help me? Well, you can see me there with my family, my little daughter Lottie, my wife Pippa, my mom, etc., my brothers and sisters, and me running the London Marathon recently as well. But basically, I came online after working in Carphone Warehouse for 5 years, and I absolutely hated that job. I was motivated because I wanted to get out of it. I wanted to get into it, do something that I enjoyed, and you know, I came online, I looked around, and there's all these kind of opportunities, and I had no clue which way to go. I was very fortunate, unlike a lot of people who come online. I happened to buy into the gambling industry, and I bought a website. I set up an info product, and initially I struggled. I think, you know, for quite a long period of time, I spent a lot of money. I actually had a girlfriend at the time, Sadie, who basically, let's just say she was a bit of a money grabber. And because I wasn't making any money, because I was struggling, I wasn't able to give her the lifestyle that she wanted. And she basically said to me at one point, she said, you know, Gavin, I'm going to leave you if you're not making money soon. There's the results machine just beeped there, so I'm on to the next section. She basically said, I'm going to leave you if you're not making money. And she did. She left me for somebody else. And I was literally at rock bottom at that point. Yeah, and what happened? Fortunately, I got in contact with an old gambling friend of mine, because many years ago I used to be in the gambling industry, as I said. But I got in touch with a gambling friend called Tony. He had successful systems, and basically I asked him, would it be possible to use your knowledge, basically for Tony to document the process that he uses, and I would sell it as an ebook. I would sell it as an online course, and he said yes. And several months later, I turned it into an ebook. I'd started to sell it, and I mean, can you guess what happened very soon after I kind of launched that? You know, I launched it. I'm fully expecting I'm going to make a lot of money. Absolutely nothing happened, and I lost more money than I made because I didn't know what I was doing effectively. Very shortly after, without going into the full story, but a lady approached me, and she basically promoted the Layer's Edge, which was my course, through an affiliate link, and I made a lot of money that night. In fact, very shortly after, I made nearly, you know, $19,500 per month coming in from my internet business on autopilot. And that night that she did that mailing, I made almost, well, $6,500 close to in commissions, and that made me believe in the internet and the concept. The problem was, I was in an industry I hated, which was the gambling industry, and I wanted to completely get away from it, get out of it. And what happened was, I basically just let the business die because I hated that industry so much. I used to stay in bed. I thought, well, forget this. I can't be bothered. And the money was coming in, so I thought it was going to be there forever. What happened was, I killed the golden goose that effectively laid me the golden egg. My money completely dried up, and at that point I thought, I wonder if I can use my old network marketing skills, which I'd been in Amway years and years before, to kind of combine my internet knowledge on the internet, and to see if I could build a business on the internet. So at that point I came across a book called Magnetic Sponsoring. Now, have any of you, or have you ever heard of or seen or read the book Magnetic Sponsoring before? I'm just going to have a quick sip of water. Yes, yes, no, haven't heard of it. Yes, definitely. I've heard of it. Cool. So many of you have heard of it, some of you haven't. Well, basically, it's a book that teaches you how to build your business on the internet, and it's an incredibly powerful book. So write it down if you haven't heard of it. I strongly recommend you buy that book. It's the first book that I had that brought me into the industry, but I got something wrong because it said all you have to do is set up a blog, set up a website, write a few articles, and you're going to generate tons and tons of traffic. You're going to be able to build your business. And well, can you guess what happened when I did that? Do you think it worked for me, or do you think it didn't? Yeah, exactly. So it didn't work for me, and I think the reason was, well, I'll tell you the reason in a second, but it did not work for me. It wasn't the book that was the problem, it was me that was the problem. I was basically overloaded, overwhelmed. I was going in multiple different directions, and I was overloaded effectively. I was trying to do too many things. And I felt like a little hamster on its little blue wheel. I'm sure you've seen it before. It just goes round and round and round and round, and I felt like I just couldn't get off this little wheel. And at that point, I got completely frustrated because I don't know if you've ever been in the situation or position before where you know you can do something, you know you can make it work, but for some reason it's not working. For some reason it won't work. And I actually felt like biting my keyboard. I got that frustrated. It was horrible, really a horrible place to be in, just feeling overloaded, overwhelmed, knowing the answer's right there in front of you, but for some reason you can't make it work. So I know that, and this is possibly good news for you, that when you get frustrated, it means you're about to have a breakthrough. Frustration equals breakthrough. And that's what I've kind of how I see frustration. If I get frustrated, I know something's going to happen. Great. And I got this idea that if I wanted to succeed, then I needed to work with somebody else who'd made a lot of money already. I needed to find a coach effectively. And it didn't matter if it was going to cost me a lot of money. I knew I needed a shortcut. I knew I needed a fast track. And that's what I did. I hired a coach. And I tell you what, it was the best thing I ever did. I sat down with the coach, and the coach told me three things that completely changed my life and changed my business. Completely changed it. One other thing that he told me alongside those three things were, and I'll tell you what those three things were shortly. But one of the things he told me was master productivity and time management, and he basically told me to go out and read books and courses and look and study at what the experts are doing, what the top people are doing, because if I wanted to succeed in my business, I needed to master productivity and time management. And that's what I did. I read hundreds and hundreds and maybe 300 books on the subject. I listened to CDs and DVDs. I looked at systems, and effectively, you don't have to do as much as I did. And this, it took me a long time to do this, but I thought I knew the top marketers, the top business people have this foundational skill that everything else is built upon, because I only have 24 hours a day, just like you, just like everybody else. And so I mastered productivity and time management, and effectively I got my life under control. I set my purpose up, my vision, my mission. I had my values and principles, my results areas, my goals, the strategies that I used to support the goals, the projects and the tasks. And effectively I worked on the tasks which supported the projects, etc., etc. And that's how I started to build my life. And all of a sudden, because now I was able to implement the knowledge that I was acquiring, the courses I was buying, the books I was reading, because I knew how to implement it into a plan, I had massive leverage. And now I've got massive leverage, and I'll show you why in a second. But if you look there, I think that's 2008, the screenshots there. That was I think there was it was an $11,798 two-week period. This was around the time I was making close to 20 grand a month, building up autoresponder lists and mailing lists of kind of close to 41,000 people. And as I said before, I don't show you this to brag. I don't tell you this to brag. I tell you what, so you know what's possible. Um, so you can see that somebody like you, and you're like me in that respect, that I'm from the UK, you are possibly from the UK as well. And you may see a lot of people kind of saying, hey, it's easy to make money online. It's not easy, but it is possible. And I'm walking proof of that. For me, I'm not in it. Well, I am in it for the money, but not necessarily. Basically, the money isn't my motivator. And what motivates me is the lifestyle, being able to spend time with Lottie and with Pippa and my mom and my dad and my brothers and my sisters, take them on holiday, go on holiday, enjoy our lives. And money buys freedom. Just remember that. Money isn't the end of the world. And, I'm not a flash person. I don't have massive cars or massive houses. The money buys the lifestyle, and it gives, I think the photo on the left was Kefalonia in Greece, several years ago, and on the right was Penang in Malaysia. And we've been to a lot of countries, but it gives me more time with family. You can see on the left there little Lottie, when she was just born. She's just come out of her cast recently because she had hip dysplasia when she was born, and just I just want to say thank you guys for all the support you've given me, and the messages you sent as Lottie's been going through this. We've got there's a picture of Gnome World there, which was the top right, where we're using those quite kind of silly hats that we've got. And Mel just said Gnome World's near or in Devon, isn't it? Yes, Merle, it is. That's exactly where we went not long ago. But yeah, and as I say, um, I, I, I show you this to kind of show you what's possible. So just believe and have faith, because it's so important that you stick with this. You continue to build your business. You continue to learn these skills. You master productivity and time management so you can get more things done. So you can take more time off. So you can spend more time with the family, doing the things you love, but at the same time, so you're making money on autopilot, because that's key. That's why you're probably online anyway. That's why setting up systems is so important. Now, let me ask you this question, because this is quite interesting. Now, you've probably already heard that multiple streams of income are essential. Have you heard that before? That multiple, yes, yes, yes. John, Steve, yep. Mary, Louise, Catherine, yes. Most people are saying yes, and I think we've all been taught that multiple streams of income are essential, and it's absolutely true, because how many companies, how many opportunities, how many products, how many income streams have I seen or have I had that have disappeared, that have vanished overnight because something happened to the company or something happened to the product? If I didn't have those other income streams, I would be out of business. If something happened to your network marketing business now, what would happen to you? If something happened to your job and you lost your job, what would happen to you if you didn't have other income streams to back it up? If something happened to the program or the income streams that you've got, where would that leave you? Where would that leave your family? It's a critical to think about that. Now, have you ever started something that has not made you money yet because you were unfocused and unproductive? Just type into the box again and let me know. Have you ever started a project? Have you ever started a business? Have you ever started a website? Maybe a traffic method that you've tried that you haven't made money with yet because you basically jumped to something else quickly. You set something up, you started it wasn't working, so you jumped to something else. Again, everybody's saying yes, because it's exactly the way that, as I said before, it's the way that the internet is, isn't it? You see something more exciting, or you see another opportunity and you think, maybe that'll be easier. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can make that work. So you jump to that. Then you see something else and you go again. And it becomes this kind of shiny object, doesn't it? That it's so easy to jump around, to kind of get all these businesses and things and websites, and basically what happens is you half dig a hole and you move on to the next. And very soon you end up with a garden full of half-dug holes where the gold or the money that you were looking for was about 2 feet deeper. If you'd have focused and stuck to that one thing, how much money would you have made from it? Now, if you were earning just £10 per day, it could be $10, it could be €10, whatever, from each of those projects, how much money would you be making right now? Just think about that. A lot, Steve says. Thousands, Mel. Yeah, and well, we'll think about that per day. Now think about it. How much would you be making per week? Let's say you had 10 of those projects. 10 of those projects. That's £100 a day on autopilot. Not massive amounts of money, but that's £3 grand a month. That's 36 grand a year on autopilot. If you'd have focused, got good at it, become the best at it. But what happened was you probably jumped around. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to shock you right now, something that you may not be prepared for. But this is key to think to kind of take it on board and thinking about. Now, wouldn't you agree that multiple streams of income are absolutely pointless if you aren't making any money from any of them? What's the point of trying to do so many things? And that may be the position or the situation you're in right now. You are trying to do too many things, and you may be going in multiple different directions, and because of that, you're not making money from any of these opportunities. You're not generating traffic because you're trying to do too much stuff, going in multiple different directions. So the point is what I'm going to teach you right now, which is the ultimate focus formula. You must use this, what I'm about to share with you, in order to start to be able to focus on building your business, on getting the tasks done, on staying focused on a project, on a website, or building up a product, rather than bouncing around and jumping around. So does that make sense to everybody so far? As I said, if I don't get to answer your question, just type it into the box. I'll reply to you via email as soon as possible. So what I want to do is share the ultimate focus formula with you, because when you implement this into your business and into your life, everything changes, because all of a sudden you can get the work done quickly. You finish what you need to do. You work on the top priority stuff. You get things done. You get more results because of it, which means you make more money because of that. Now, what I need to do is just switch back to this view right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write on the screen. So I'm just going to get my little pen. And hopefully you'll be able to see this. Hopefully you'll be able to read my writing. Get your pen out as well. Make sure you get your pen and paper out, because I'm going to reveal to you the ultimate focus formula. Now, when you implement this into your life, effectively what you're able to do is separate your business from your life. Focus on your business, focus on your life, which eliminates this kind of gray zone that you may be experiencing when you're going in. There's all these things going on, and there's just everything kind of merged into one. When you're with your family, you're thinking about your business. When you're on your business, you're thinking about your family. When you implement this, as I said, everything changes. If you don't do this, you'll continue to go in multiple different directions. So the ultimate focus formula has 3 parts to it, and I'm going to go through that with you now. So make sure you write this down. Number 1 is something I learned years and years ago, and I've used every single day. It's something that when you use, you're able to block your time. You're able to set up, chunk your time, block your time, so you can get things done, so you can focus. And it's something called the 60-60-30 method. The 60-60-30 method. Now, what is the 60-60-30 method? Well, basically what happens is, I'm sure you're aware of this, that first thing in the morning you wake up, and you've just come down from this kind of nice sleep, and you wake up, and all of a sudden you've got probably got loads of energy at that point. I mean, you may not be a morning person, but maybe you've had your coffee and all of a sudden you've got loads of energy. And then, kind of mid-morning, you have a little bit of a slump, and then you go back up again and you have your lunch. And now after lunch, your energy probably goes right down and then comes back up a little bit more and goes down again, comes back up. And then it gets to nighttime, you have your sleep, and all of a sudden your energy levels goes down. And basically the 60-60-30 helps us with this. It helps us focus at these peak times and then gives you a rest at these low energy times. Peak time focus, low energy time rest. And basically what it is 60 minutes. It's a 60-minute chunk. I'll just tell you this high level, then I'll break it down a little bit more. But it's basically a 60-minute chunk that you focus on your business, you focus on a task, you get things done within that 60 minutes. Then you do another 60 minutes where you focus 100% on the task, and then you take a 30-minute break. Now, when you take a break 30 minutes. When you take a break, you get away from the computer. You go and do something completely different. You go and eat some food or enjoy your life, or get outside and get some fresh air, do some exercise, but you get away from the computer. So basically you're giving your brain time to refuel itself, to replenish itself, so you can then focus again when you come back. And depending on how much time each day you've got, you could get 2 of these 60-60-30s, you could get 3, you could get 4. If you did, if you just think that these 60-minute chunks are 100% focused, which means that the work you do in the day is focused, and you're not jumping around from Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and YouTube and all these kind of email and getting distracted. You are doing 100% focus work during this time, which means really you only need 2 or 3 of these a day to get a lot done. And I'm talking a lot. 4 of these will take you 10 hours effectively, and that'll be 2 hours of breaks as well, 8 hours of focused work. One thing you can do, and what I often do, is I'll break this 60 minutes down into something called a 50-10. 50-10. So basically I will work for 50 minutes focused, then I'll take a 10-minute break. And I'm going to show you how I do this with the Results Machine software very, very soon. So I'll work for 50 minutes, I'll take a 10-minute break. Oftentimes, and I'm not going to go into this in much detail, but in the 10-minute break, I'll do something called a breakaway session, which means I get all the kind of Facebook updates, the Facebook check-in, the email check-in, the news check-in. I'll get that done in that 10-minute breakaway session. So I don't feel like I have to do it, because I mean, just have a think. When you're working, what tends to happen probably is you'll be working away on something, and all of a sudden a phone call will come in, or a text message will come in, or you'll just find yourself reading your email. You'll find yourself reading your email, or you'll find yourself in Facebook looking at your notifications, and before long, that 60 minutes that you allocated has gone. You've got nothing done, and you've wasted the time. So this breakaway session here allows you to basically be able to get this work done in a 10-minute chunk. So once you've done it, you move back onto your 60 minutes, then you take your 30-minute break. Does that make sense, guys? Just type into the box if it does. If it doesn't, let me know. Yes, everybody's saying yes. Yes. Great. Fantastic. All right. Okay, cool. No, I'll definitely do that. Now, I want to come back in a second with part 2 of this and just share this with you, so you can see exactly how the rest of this works, because I'm going to show you the Results Machine software in just a second. But before I go into that, just with 1 hour per day for 1 week, that's 7 days, that's 7 hours, I can show you how to double your internet business productivity guaranteed. That means that you can spend 1 hour per day, or even 30 minutes per day, going through the content, the materials, the strategies, the videos, the PDFs that I have available. You can devour them effectively. You can use the results machine software, and within 7 hours, it doesn't matter how long you spread it out, you can have doubled your productivity. So you get twice as much done, if not 4 times as much. And oftentimes when you use the strategies I've got with the software, you'll find that you actually get 4 times as much done. And I have case studies of people who have done that and who do that. But effectively, you could spend 30 minutes over 2 weeks, however you wanted, because as I said before, I've created my own info products, and that's what gave me the leverage to be able to live the lifestyle that I live now. And I just want to introduce to you very quickly my suite of products called Double Your Business Productivity. Now, you've seen the results machine, and I'm going to show it you. I'm going to demo it to you, and just wait till you see this, how quickly you can plan your day, how quickly you can get things done. The results machine software is part of this package. Double Your Business Productivity, which I actually ran out of, I sold out of about 6 months ago, is not available right now. But basically, there's 13 video presentations within that course, with multiple PDF downloads, with all the strategies, all the tactics, all the tips, all the worksheets that you need basically to analyze your business, to be able to see where it's going wrong, to be able to eliminate all the distraction, get rid of all the noise, and plan effectively so you can get things done, so you know how to do it. And when you combine the strategies there with the results machine, that's when you're able to quadruple your time effectively. You're able to bend time, leverage time, just like the top marketers, the top business people do. I also created, has anybody heard of Getting Things Done by David Allen before? Just type into the box again and let me know. Yes, John, Dave, yes, Bill, yes. Yeah, it's a great book. It is. There's a book called Getting Things Done by David Allen. It's probably one of the first books I bought on this topic. The challenge was, when I'd read it, I didn't know how to integrate it and implement it with my internet-based marketing, with building my business online. So what I did was I took the strategies and the tactics from David Allen's Getting Things Done. I recorded a 5-part video series, and that's one of my products. That's what I teach to people as well. I teach the process of getting things done for internet-based marketers. Now, if you've ever been procrastinating, and I don't know whether you procrastinate or whether you if you're like me, you work a heck of a lot because you know that the work you're getting done makes you successful. If you're like other people that I know, maybe you procrastinate. Well, Wake Up Motivated is a 134-page PDF, again with worksheets and with worksheets, fast track, fast action guides, etc., etc., designed to help you wake up motivated, wake up with a bang in the morning, so you can start every single day feeling refreshed, revitalized, working on your business the right way, so you know what you're motivated for, with unstoppable energy, so you're able to get the right things done every single day, feeling excited and positive and motivated and driven to get that work done. And that is key, and that's why I created that course. That's why that course is part of this package. Now, as I said before, there's at least 2 of these products that are not for sale. You cannot get them anywhere. In fact, there's 3 products that you cannot, because they're sold out effectively. But if you could get them, the total price of Double Your Business Productivity is £743. That's the total price without any discounts or any concessions at all. With Double Your Business Productivity, £743. Now, what I want to do is come straight back here and just go back through the second part in the Ultimate Focus formula, because let's go through the second part, which is something called time boxing. This is an incredibly powerful strategy, actually. This is where I'm going to show you the results machine in action in a second. In fact, let me just bring it up because I want to see whereabouts I should be in my presentation. Fantastic. Well, I'm ahead of time still, which means that you know, my time management and productivity. I'm keeping myself. I'm not overly talking at the moment. I'm teaching you exactly what you need to know. There you go. So ultimate focus Formula One is done. I'm actually ahead of this, so I'm actually here, and that's what I'm going to show you right now is time boxing. So make sure you've got your pen and paper ready again. Now the first thing, there's actually 3 steps to this, and the first thing is something that, well, I'd be interested if you already do. Now, many people do this next thing that I'm going to share with you. Many people don't, and I'm interested to know which one you are. Do you do this or don't you do this? Because when you do this next thing, it clears your head of information. It helps you become more creative, more focused, because you're not thinking about all this stuff. And basically, it's write a list. Some people are list writers, others are not. I strongly advise it. Whether you use the list or not, write the list. Now, the biggest thing most people do is they'll write the list in the morning. What you should do, and the habit you may want to adopt, is write the list the night before. The night before. Because what happens is your brain goes to work on that, and it comes up with solutions and ideas, so you know exactly what you're going to do the next day. Therefore, you'll have a better night's sleep because of it, because you're not worrying about what you've got to do. You know what you've got to do. So write your list the night before. and basically, I've written a list here of activities that you may have to do with your internet business, that I have to do, again, that my team have to do, something similar, and yours may be slightly different, or it may be exactly the same as this, and I'm going to input it into the results machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come on over, but let me just basically go through the results machine very quickly. With the results machine, you can effectively plan a day, you can plan a week, you can plan a month. Personally, I used to plan a month in advance. Now I plan, well, I flexibly plan a week, but I definitely plan a day. Now, the challenge is that when you plan fully and you plan something to, you say, okay, this is when I'm going to do this is when I'm going to do this is when I'm going to do this. What happens in life? You know, life throws in challenges, doesn't it? Life changes. Life's never strict. Life's never exactly as you plan it. Therefore, you get distracted, you get frustrated because you can't get everything done. So be flexible, and that's what I do. So as I say, you can plan your day, and let's just choose a random day here. Let's just go with Monday for a second, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to enter this into the results machine. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to paste it in here, write a blog post. So today I've got to write a blog post. Now, what you want to do is allocate a time to this. So the second step in the time boxing formula is to allocate a time. And I'll tell you why in a minute, but let's just say it takes 60 minutes to write a blog post. So I'm going to type 60 in, and I'm going to click on 60 before it, and I'm going to click on this plus arrow. Basically what that does is it adds this to the central section here, and I'll show you how this all ties in a second. So 60 minutes, write blog post. Let's go to the next, write an article. Well, an article again is going to take me 60 minutes. If you have a look here, you'll see you can add times automatically by clicking on the button. You can prioritize, and you can add a verb to your, let's see if there's anything here. So let's go create. So I just click on that, it just adds the word create. Because often what happens is when you add an action verb to the start of what you need to do, it motivates you to do it because it's something you can do. So I'm going to put create article, and this one's going to take me it's going to take me 90 minutes because I want to do it well. Now, it could be an article on Better Network, or it could be an article on eZine articles, but I want to create an article, so I add it again to the central location here. And what's happening now is this total time for my tasks is adding up, and you'll see this in a minute. Let's just add these others in quickly now. So record a video. Record the video is going to take me 60 minutes. I'm going to add that in. produce my video. That's going to take me 30 minutes because I can do that quite quickly. Call my prospects, and you know, this may be something you have to do. Well, I'm gonna batch process this. I'm gonna do it all in one go. So I'm gonna call my prospects all at the same time, and that's gonna take me. I'm gonna allocate 120 minutes for that. Call my prospects. This is going to be focused work, as I said before. Check and reply to emails. This is in the breakaway session that I talked about before. And just to kind of let you know that here I can literally plan my day in 2 minutes or less by going through. I've got all my routines. I've got my Monday routines, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I do have my Sunday routines in there as well. And basically, if it was Monday, I would come here, I would go, okay, write blog post, and I would quickly go, time, 60 minutes, bang, and it just adds itself to the central section. If I wanted to do Facebook routine, I would do the same. And this is a great way, I tell you, to kind of so you don't have to keep thinking about all the routine tasks, all the things you have to do on a regular basis, because probably right now you've got so many things that you do the same every day that you don't realize that if you were to routine it, put it into a routine, you would be able to get things done so much quicker and you wouldn't have to spend as much time planning. So call prospects, check and reply to emails, as I said, breakaway. Well, let's give 30 minutes, and I could do that in a break, or I could schedule that separately. Here's something that you may not do very often, and this is key actually. I always put this in, but you know, let's go 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. Spend focused time with your family, with my family. I'm going to add that in here because if you're not spending focused time with your family, then you know, what's the reason you're doing this for anyway? It's probably for your family, isn't it? Probably for your family. And if you're not spending that focused quality time with them, you're missing out on massive things, because you may get to the end of your life and kind of look back and think, God, I wish I'd spent more time with the people I love. Chances are you won't kind of get to the end of your life and think, I wish I'd spent more time at the office, will you? So spend focused time with your family. Okay, let's quickly run through this. Do blog commenting and syndication. Well, that's going to take me 30 minutes. Something I have to do regularly to build my blog. And do Facebook routine. I'm going to add 30 minutes to that as well. Now, as you can see here, the total time has gone up to 9 hours 30 minutes. Now, what happens is it's gone into yellow. When that goes over 12 hours, this goes into red, and it basically warns you that you're trying to do too many things today. And basically what I would recommend is bring it down to about 8 hours. Now, oftentimes I don't put the focus time with my family in here, because then I can see. So I'm going to take that out. Then I can see exactly all the work I've got to do. So let's just round this up to 8 hours. Maybe I want to spend a bit more time on my article. So let's just add that up to 90 minutes. And now it's 8 hours worth of focused work. This is work I work on. And let me show you how. And basically what happens, well, I would come here, I would go, okay, it's first thing in the morning, I've written my list out the night before, I know what I've got to do. So it comes to the right time, and I go, here we go, let's get started. So I click on the timer, I focus 100%, I eliminate all distractions, which I'm going to show you in a second. And basically I go to work 100% focused on the work I need to get done. The timer counts down, and you know, it'll beep when it gets to the end. I can set these interval timers to kind of beep at a certain time, and let's just say 60 minutes has gone by, or 50 minutes. And remember the 60-60-30 I talked about before. Well, let's say the first 50 minutes has gone by and I notice that, and I go, okay, I want to take a 10-minute break to get out, to get refreshed, to come back focused again. So I go here to my timer, which is my break timer. I click on 10 minutes, and that gives me a 10-minute break. You know, and then when then I go out, I take a break, I take a rest, I relax, and then this beeps, and it says, basically tells me, Gavin, back to work, and I say, back to work. So I come back to work, I click on this timer again, and now all of a sudden this timer is counting down again. So I'm focused again, I'm getting things done, Eventually that goes by and I go, okay, that's 2 lots of 60 minutes done. What I want to do now is take a 30-minute break. And I take my 30-minute break. And if you did that throughout the day, this 8 hours effectively would be 10 hours in total, because you've got your 2 hour breaks, or it could be 6 hours plus your 2 hour breaks, however you want to do it. I mean, you don't have to be necessarily rigid with this, but this is what I do. This is what my team does, and this is what works. So I recommend using something similar, a 60-60-30. Just out of interest, guys, type into the box, who here has heard of or uses something similar to this? Debbie, yes, Debbie, I know I mean, Debbie, just so you know, Debbie's used the results machine, Angus as well, and you know, you guys, I can see there's quite a few of you here that have my software and have been through my course, because I invited customers along to this as well. But Debbie, I know definitely, it definitely, and Debbie just said that using the results machine, using the 60-60-30, it's amazing the difference in being able to focus effectively, isn't it? And Angus as well. I know I speak to you on a regular basis. Andy as well. Yeah, no, definitely. So that's pretty much that section. You can see here how well. If I hover over this bit at the top here, and as I said, ignore the date and the time here, because this is wrong. My computer's playing up a little bit, but basically 8 hours. If it tells me the time now, which it says 7:17, but if I hover over that, it tells me the time that I'm going to finish the tasks, and that helps as well. There's stats in here. You can come over to the stats. You can see the results. You can see what you've completed. You can see how much on target you were. It's kind of a reporting feature. Plus here you've got massive lists, default lists of tasks that you may do on a regular basis. You can create your own custom lists. You can plan your days, your weeks, your months, which basically means you don't need anything else to plan. It means you'll get everything you need to get done. You'll work on the right tasks. You'll be able to focus, which is the key, which is the biggest problem and challenge that I hear most people struggle with, and that is focus, a lack of focus. And maybe you've been in that position. So let me just move on to the next section here, because one of the biggest problems you're going to face as you build your internet business is distractions, without doubt. Now, it could be people coming into your office, it could be people coming into your bedroom, it could be people coming into wherever you go. It could be people coming into just kind of distracting you and making you go in multiple different directions. You know, it could be Facebook. In fact, let me just ask you this question right now, because this is where I catch people out all the time. Now, how many people right now have already been distracted during this webinar? Please raise your hands. How many people have already been distracted during this webinar? Raise your hand or type into the box if you're not able to raise your hand. You know, Facebook, you may have gone into Facebook, or you may have gone onto Skype, or you may have jumped into a browser and had a look around, or somebody may have come into your room or text messaged you, or just let me know. Type into the box and let me know what distracted you. And I know that thing just popped up on my screen a minute ago, and that possibly distracted you. It distracted me for a second, so I apologize about that. I've got rid of it now. And Steve says Facebook. I just went into Facebook to check my messages. David, Skype, yeah, and oftentimes people don't realize, but people basically what happens is people pop up on Skype, or they'll pop up on Facebook, and you'll see this little thing that kind of says so and so has just made a new update, or has done this, or a video, and you're like, oh, what's that? And you forget, don't you, that effectively you're trying to work, you're trying to do something, and all of a sudden you're into Facebook, you're kind of going into multiple different directions, you're going into multiple tangents. And it happens on email. You know, oftentimes in the past, before I got good at disciplining myself, I wouldn't even realize, but I'd be working away on something, and all of a sudden I'd find myself in my emails. And then I would look at my email, an email title would catch my attention. I would open it up, and there you go. You're down a hole, aren't you? You're down a rabbit hole. You click the link, you go through, you watch a video, or you kind of go through and you end up somewhere completely unrelated. And before long, you've wasted time, and you've forgotten what you were doing, or it takes you twice as long to get back into what you were doing before. So and many of you know this to be true, I'm sure, if you really think about it. If you're really honest with yourself, you might be working on your business, and all of a sudden your spouse or your partner or your friend or somebody just comes into your room and says, "Can you help me with this, please?" Or "Can you do the laundry?" Or "Dinner's ready." And they mean well, and they don't realize, but you drop everything and you have to go and do that, and they don't realize. It took me a long time to be able to condition Pippa, my wife, to be able to not interrupt me. So she knows that when I'm working on my business, I'm working on my business. When I'm working at home, when I'm spending time with the family, I'm spending time with the family. I know, as I said before, I was at Pizza Express and I checked my email, and I shouldn't have done that. And for me, that was a lesson not to do that again. Basically, how much time and money are those distractions costing you? Because they are, aren't they? They are costing you time. They are costing you money. This is absolute minimum, and I put this in here because you can see at the moment, with the distractions, with the going in multiple different directions, with doing the wrong things, with people interrupting you, with checking Facebook and email often, you're losing at least 10 hours per week of focused work. You may not realize that because you're not getting anywhere near as much done as you could be if you were more focused and more productive, are you? That's 500 hours per year if you take 2 weeks holiday off. That's 20 days of your life wasted. That's time you could be doing something else. That's time you could be spending with your family. That's time you could be on holiday. That's time you could be making more money. As I say, this is absolute minimum. This figure is a lot higher in some businesses I've been into when I consult with businesses. Their staff, their employees are basically wasting so much time because they're not using efficient processes. And that's what I teach on the courses that I have, as I said, how to eliminate those distractions, how to focus, how to get the right things done. Income-wise, how much is it costing you financially? How much is it costing you financially? And again, this is absolute minimum, because 500 hours at, let's say, £6.8, which I think is minimum wage. I'm guessing you may be on that, you may not be. You may be making a lot more, you may be making a lot less, but work this out relative to you, because 500 hours, £6.8 is £3,040 that's being lost, that's not being earned because of wasting that much time. 250 hours, if you were to halve it, that becomes 1,520. Now, let me just ask you this. How many courses have you bought on the internet teaching you how to do stuff? How much money have you invested in trying to do something that isn't making you money because you were unfocused and unproductive? For me, I actually spent $51,000 on information products in the last 7 years, on courses, on events to educate myself. Now, if I wasn't as good with my productivity and time management, if you're not good with it, and if you're not able to take the information out of the courses, put it into a plan and effectively execute that plan, then how much time, how much money have you wasted? A lot of money, I'm sure, and you know the figure yourself. Now, as I said before, Double Your Business Productivity package, the normal price without any discounts or any concessions is £743. As I said, you cannot get hold of several of these products because they're not available. They sold out not long ago. Well, say not long ago, 6 months ago, in fact. So yeah, in grand scheme of things, a while ago. Now, what I want to do for you today on this webinar, as long as you take action before the end of the webinar, what I will do for you is I'm going to give you an opportunity to get hold of my full productivity suite. My full productivity suite. That includes Wake Up Motivated. That includes Double Your Business Productivity. It includes the results machine software that you've just seen me use. That includes getting things done for internet marketers. That's the full suite. Effectively, you can take the skills, the knowledge, the product, the strategies, the tactics that you learn in Double Your Business Productivity. You can take that, you can implement it, you can integrate it with the results machine, and you can get more things done. You can get the right things done. You can increase your results, increase your focus, so you start to succeed in your internet business. So you can basically take all the knowledge, all the skills, all the trainings that you've learned from everywhere else and finally get it done, because now you have a plan of action that you can do. Now, the good news, and just to kind of prep this, that normally, if you've ever been on a webinar like this or you've ever been to an event, the presenter at this point normally says, well, you don't have to pay £743 for this. And you know what? I'm not going to disappoint you here, because you're in the UK, or you're certainly on this webinar right now, and you may be in the UK, you may not be. You may be in America, you may be in Australia, you may be in Canada, but right now I'm working very closely with people from the UK specifically. So if you are from the UK, and in fact, as I said, if you've come along somehow anyway, I'm going to drop this price right down for you, so you can get access right now on this webinar. As long as you order before the end of this webinar, you will get the full Double Your Business Productivity package for only $497. That is all you will pay. That is everything that you need to double your business productivity, your internet marketing productivity. Now, every single thing I do in business, I want to offer as much value as I can. I want to help people, support people, be there as much as possible. And I thought, what can I do? What can I give? What can I offer that will add so much more value to this that it becomes a no-brainer, that it becomes almost irresistible? And I remembered that the thing that changed my life and my business and turned my business around was the ability to talk to somebody who'd done it before, the ability to work closer with a coach who basically said those three things to me. So I decided the best thing I can do for you, because I want to work closer with you guys, I want to be able to work closer, is to give you a little bit of my time. So we can have a consultation, a strategy session. Effectively, what you get as a bonus, you get 2 30-minute one-on-one strategy sessions with myself. Now, I do not give my time away freely. Most people cannot get hold of me if you need to, unless you're a customer, unless you've bought from me. Because, as I said, my time is precious. I work on the most high-value tasks. But basically, what will happen is you'll go through the course, you'll implement the results machine, you'll start to increase your productivity and get the things done, and then we'll have a 30-minute session where you can ask me any questions, where you can pick my brain, where I will effectively work with you to design a plan for you for your business. Then you'll go away, you'll implement that plan, you'll get the things done, you'll implement what we talk about, and you'll come back and we'll have another 30-minute session where we'll kind of go back over the stuff that you've done, the things that have helped you, the things that you're struggling with, and we'll implement. This is £255 worth of value. That's how much I charge my time out. Actually, $397, because I usually work in dollars, but I just broke this down into pounds for you, so it makes sense. So that's what you get on top of the full package. What you also get is bonus number 2, which is a strategy webinar that I did recently for a group of my inner circle members, where I basically walked people through live on the webinar how to implement some of the strategies that you're going to learn, how to get the things done that you're going to learn, how to it's basically a case study of me going through working with a couple of people live, so you get to hear the conversations we have, troubleshooting, their business. This is a $97 worth of value that, again, you get included in this package. Now, here's what you get when you buy now. Let me just ramp this up so you can see. You get the full Double Your Business Productivity multimedia course valued at £355. You get Getting Things Done for Internet Marketers, David Allen's course for Internet Marketers, valued at £97. You get two 30-minute coaching calls with myself, valued £255, where you get to ask me any questions. We work a plan out for you. You get access to the Ultimate Productivity Mastership video series, value £97, which I haven't even mentioned, which is an extra bonus that I haven't even talked about yet. You get full access to the Wake Up Motivated course, the PDFs, the handouts, value £97. You get the full Results Machine 3.0 software, plus training, and there's a lot of training, there's webinars in there. It's available for Mac and for PC. So if you have either of those, it will work absolutely fine, value £97. And you get the Business Productivity Strategy webinar that I recorded recently, value £97. In fact, the total value of this is over £1,095 that you get for that insane price. But wait around, because this is critical that you stay around, because you're going to see something incredibly special shortly. But just wait, because what you're also going to get is, and for my customers and for people that know me, and you can type into the box here, but you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Basically, you have this whole package at no risk to you whatsoever. If for any reason within 30 days you don't like it, you struggle with it, you can't implement it for any reason, now there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to, because I teach hundreds and thousands of people this information on a regular basis. But if you do, for any reason, you contact me, I give you 100% money back. In fact, to make it even better for you, you also get to keep the bonuses. That means you get to have two 30-minute consultations with myself, and you get to keep the business productivity webinar. That's how confident I am that you'll be able to double your business productivity and get more things done quickly, so you can start to finally build your business on autopilot. So you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, the total value of the full package, £1,095, as I said before. Now, what I did for you and what I said I would do is, if you order before the end of this webinar, then you get this for the incredible price of only £497. £497. That's how much you get this for, as long as you order. Now, I'm going to give you the link right now. But before I do that, I want to do something. I want to show you something incredibly special for you. Because you've stuck around, because you're serious, because I want to work closer with you, and because maybe you've bought some courses recently, or you've invested in other programs. You know, maybe you're thinking, yeah, I really want to get in. I really want this desperately. I know this will help me. I know this will benefit. I know I'll be able to increase my productivity because of this. Well, if that is you, then go to this link right now, gavinmountford.com/J. gavinmountford.com/J. Go there right now. In fact, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to do this for you, and you can see this surprise that I've got lined up for you. I know this is going to shock you. Let me go there right now. gavinmountford.com/J. Go there. You'll get redirected to the order page. $1,095. As I said, I've brought the price right down for you. If you go down here to where it says enter the coupon code, and again, enter the coupon code, gavinmountford.com/J. The coupon code is here, special 123. Enter that in the coupon code box. And let me show you what happens when you do that. Checkout, click on checkout, and you will see that you're going to be able to get this after all, because all you're going to pay, as long as you act quickly before this coupon code runs out, because there's a limited amount of coupon codes. In fact, what I'm going to do here, because the end of the webinar is coming soon, I'm going to add 10 minutes for you to get this. I'm going to add the timer very quickly. Timer countdown. Let me add that right now. Countdown timer. The countdown timer is going. You've got 10 minutes to get in right now. Enter the coupon code special123. All you pay if you act quickly is £297. That's over £1,095 worth of value. All you pay is £297. As I said, double your business productivity, £355 value. Getting things done for internet marketers, £97 worth of value. The coaching calls, £255. The Ultimate Productivity Mastership, £97. You get the full Wake Up Motivated course if you procrastinate, £97 value. The Results Machine full software, updates, training, Mac or PC, £97. And you also get the Double Your Business Productivity Strategy webinar. Total value, £1,095. Your investment today with a full 30-day money-back guarantee, you get it for only £297. As I said before, go now to, and we're going to hear from a couple of people in a second, but go now to gavinmountford.com/J. Scroll down to where it says enter coupon code, type in special123. Hopefully, the coupon code won't have run out in time, so you'll be able to get it still, but you only have a few minutes left. Enter that and you'll get it for £297. Let me ask you this. How much money could you be making from the internet that you've seen? How much money are you losing by being unproductive and unfocused? How much time are you wasting? How many courses have you bought that you could implement if you were to do this? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on Angus and Debbie. I think they're on the line. I need to just double check that they're on the line. I'm going to bring on Angus and Debbie in a second so we can hear, so they can give you a few more bits of feedback about how they've been through the course. Give me 2 seconds, I'll bring them on. Angus, if you're there, I'm just going to bring up to see if you're there, because I know you've been through this. I know you've used the software, and Debbie, if you're there as well. But let me just bring Angus on very quickly. If you, hey Angus.
Hi, Gavin.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Fantastic. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted you to kind of just explain, where you were before and where you are now, and the fact you've been through the course and what has it done for you with the Results Machine as well.
Okay. Before I was totally overwhelmed, had loads of lists of things to do, did lots of different courses and trainings, but never always started the things but then abandoned them, and I had far too much to do, and I was also trying multiple income streams all at the one time. So it was basically a disaster.
And then I know you, and what happened after that? Because I know you've been through Double Your Business Productivity. I know recently you've been planning your week, and
yeah,
you pretty much use the Results Machine, I think, most days.
Yeah, both things went hand in hand for me, but the main things I got were the 60-60-30 thing that really changed how I focused. I was someone who got totally distracted by everything, but it helped me focus. I love having the 10-minute and half-hour breaks. That makes a real difference. And there's some times recently when I've been doing bigger sessions, I've allowed myself a break that I wouldn't have before. I have looked at the perfect week. I'm sorting that out in the moment, and the main thing I'm getting at the moment is that I'm managing to get tasks done. I'm managing to get time for me, but also one of the things I realised recently is that before I used to think I had to do all these things every single day, but now I'm actually, as you said, I'm only doing some things maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So I feel a lot more in control, and I've got a lot more time for me.
Exactly, and that's the most important thing, isn't it? Having more time for you, so yeah. you can do things that you want to do. So thank you, Angus. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Great. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, Gavin. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. It's good to hear your voice.
Thank you.
So yeah, I know we had a conversation recently, and I know you've been using the software and you've been using Double Your Business Productivity, the kind of strategies. I just wondered if you could share a little bit more about, if somebody's sitting on the fence maybe right now, what did it do for you, and how could it help somebody else?
I would say that the results machine has definitely helped me to focus. As you're aware, I am an offline marketer as well as an online marketer, so I've had a real double bonus because it's given me much more focus on both businesses, and I've started to use it on a daily basis and really enjoying using it. For anybody that's sitting on the fence, I can honestly say that Gavin is one of the few marketers who works with complete and utter integrity, and he is incredibly supportive. Our conversation the other week, I think it was only about 2 weeks ago, Gavin.
Yeah, less than that, I think.
Yeah, less than that even. We had a really great conversation, and you certainly gave me some fantastic pointers, and I've been moving in the right direction ever since. We've got our strategy sorted a little bit more, so I'd like to thank you for that. So I definitely have to emphasise that as much as all of the results machine and the Double Your Business Productivity are fantastic, if you are getting an hour with Gavin, you're getting just brilliant value for money, and really everybody just needs to go and get this because you really will not be sorry. It sounds a bit tongue-in-cheek, but it's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming on, just sharing your experience as well. I appreciate that.
Really
thank you,
great.
Debbie.
You're
All right,
welcome.
great. Catherine, I know you have bought before. Do you want to come on, Catherine, for 2 seconds? I know you've got to run. You've said it looks like you've got to run. I've been taking Fridays off, Catherine says. Oh, okay, sure. Okay, let me just bring you on very quickly. I know you've got to run. I've got to find you first. There you go. Hey, Catherine.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good to meet you.
Good to meet you. I have
So,
been
yeah.
using this I just got it in the last week or two, I think. I'd have to go check my emails to see what my exact purchase day was, but oh my goodness, it is like rocking my world. It really is. I love it. It keeps you focused. It's the most remarkable thing. So, love
And
it.
what were you like before? Because I haven't spoken to you before. So what kind of what was your kind of habit patterns, and did you jump around, or did you
Well,
do different?
I'm a focused person, but then I will get distracted if I see an email pop up, or if I see, um, you can see little Facebook things too when you're online. And so with this and the tick, 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 because you hear the tick, 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 tick all the time in the background,
You,
and I
you
love
can you
that.
can disable that, which actually I disable that myself. There's a
No, I'm
little
not
option on the
going
right
to.
hand side. No,
I'm
do you
leaving
like that?
mine on.
It's like a clock, isn't it? It's quite mesmerizing in some
It
ways. Some
it
people like
helps
it,
me to
some people
just
don't.
stay in that focus mode, and then I know, I can take the 10 to go and just browse around on there on Facebook or check emails or something.
Yeah,
But for me, I keep the ticking going, and I love the sound of it actually. It's not aggravating for me, but I really, really do like it. Yeah,
fantastic. Well,
it's been
good to hear
great.
from you. Make sure you schedule a consultation with me when you've been through some of the stuff as well, and then we can discuss kind of strategy and maybe high level business strategy for you as well. So
Okay, great.
look forward to that. Good. Thank you for coming on, and good to meet you as well.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna
All right.
run. We're taking
Take.
Fridays off.
Yeah, that's it. We'll go for it. All right. See you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay, so before we finish, and we're almost about to finish, the time is about to run out, go to gavinmountford.com/J. gavinmountford.com/J. Scroll down to here where it says enter coupon code. Enter the coupon code special123. You will get the discount, but act quickly. Now, before we finish, I just want to leave you with one thing that just a little story from my life. And I remember, as I said before, I've been online for 7, nearly 8 years now. And Lottie was born, my little daughter was born almost 2 years ago. And I remember we went to something called the NCT meetings. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of the NCT or know what it is. It's the National Childbirth Trust. And basically, we went there with 9 other couples that we didn't know. and we're all talking to each other about what we do, and the other dads were saying, we were all talking about how they were going to miss their kids and they weren't going to be around to see their little child grow up because they were going to be at work. And some of the dads were saying, I work in London. It basically means that I'm going to get home after my little baby's gone to bed. I'm not going to be I'm going to leave before they get up. And I felt so sad for them, because I was so fortunate at the time, and I am now, that I'm around for when Lottie's growing up. I've been at bath time, I've been at dinner time, I've been at lunchtime, I've been there in the morning for breakfast, I've been there to go into the room when she wakes up. And to me, that's absolutely priceless. You know in your heart that you came onto the internet to build a business, so you have that time freedom, so you enjoy your life, so you can spend time with the people you love, so you have that lifestyle. Don't let things hold you back. Don't let things stop you. As I said, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take action right now. Last time, before I close this webinar, go to gavinmountford.com/J, enter the coupon code special123 and type into the box. What I want to do very quickly is just hear from somebody who it looks like has just bought. In fact, there's messages coming through I can see already on my other computer that people are buying right now. So act quickly, because these coupon codes are definitely going to go very quick, and at the end of this webinar you're not going to be able to buy anyway. So guys, I just want to say a huge thank you to being here. If you have any questions, again, type them into the box. I will get the message via email, and I'll reply to you personally, because my business is your business. So you are special, you're powerful, you can do this. I just want you to remember that your time is your life. So look after it, because it's so important. Don't waste it. It's Gavin Mountford here. Thank you again for attending. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to welcoming you as a customer and speaking to you on our 30-minute first consultation that we're going to have. So it's Gavin Mountford here. I'll see you then. Thank you again, and bye-bye.